When it came back to the show halls in Detroit, it was a hydrogen fuel cell. We dissed them as fairly expensive a week ago in the fairly unlovely shape of the Toyota Mirai on the grounds that they are too far in the future. That's because we are still spending too much time trying to force consumers into allegedly clean alternative fuel source vehicles before the technology is actually ready. This is exclusively the work of politicians who've all been happy to jump on the anti-car bandwagon in the mistaken belief that it's the same thing as the climate change bandwagon. But it's not. Real planet savers are well aware that whatever the chemistry, the electric battery hasn't really changed since the year 1800. Yes, that's right. The technology was invented while Napoleon Bonaparte was ravaging Europe with horse, sword and primitive gunfire. The science stayed the same ever since, and the only thing that really improved it was the discovery of lithium-ion batteries in 1990. Worldwide production of lithium doubled between 2000 and 2010, and again in the next 5 years. 70% of the world's resources are in a remote area of Bolivia. Recovering it will result, say experts, in the beauty spot being replaced by mountains of sludge and the ecosystem destroyed. It takes the energy from 1.6 kilos of oil to produce 1 kilo of lithium, and as yet there is no safe way to dispose of it. If just half of us bought hybrids and EVs, those numbers would all go through the roof. We'd be living in a toxic wasteland. Significantly no power generation system in any industrialised nation would be able to make enough electricity to recharge them. Blind Alley doesn't even begin to cover it. Cars like this might do. If we stop wasting time paying lip service to the idea of renewable power for the automobile and get on with the real business of finding some. And that means a political solution is called for, and that almost certainly means it will never happen. So we're all doomed. Almost 15 years ago, Defender got this luxury update with all manner of extras like air conditioning, heated seats, ABS and, for the first time in its then 35-year history, electric front windows. But the key was the TD5 engine. It was updated to meet new emission regs, but it was getting harder and harder for the old girl to meet them, and not just under the bonnet. It had been around since 1947, famously created when Rover's engineering boss Maurice Wilkes wanted a replacement for his Jeep and found there was no British-made substitute. He immediately set.
منصور كان موجود في سن اللقاية وحقق رمز مع الشارد، والمنافسة كانت حاضرة أيضا بين الشعارين الثانيات اللي ينافسنكم.
وبي من اللي يفتحها كيف ياخذ عينة البول. اتوقع ان الان اللاعبين اللي موجودين في الانديه الدرجه الممتازه ودوري عبد اللطيف جميل، اتوقع ان عندهم خلفيه سواء.
Chris Jericho is in. That was close. Danger. Chris Jericho's almost a grease spot left in the ring. Look at this. Oh, man. Oh. Combination leg drop. Monster splash by Big E. And New Day continue to dominate the team of Y2AJ and Mark Henry. Abdominal stretch now employed by Big E. Yeah, I said earlier that this Y2AJ looked like a formidable team, but I'm telling you, New Day look even more formidable. Look at that claw employed by Big E on the rib cage of Chris Jericho. WrestleMania in Dallas, Von Erich country, as now Y2J being sent for the ride. Going for the crossbody, and there's the strength again. Big E looking for that big ending. How strong is this guy? Oh!
وتحية لكل